I did this piece. This is a boy in Ethiopia, so from Omo Valley, Ethiopia. So Omo Valley, they believe that kids who are born disfigured, maybe with broken teeth or one eye, that they they bring bad luck. So what happens is those kids are killed by the parents. So this boy was apparently looking at one of the events where another kid was being killed. So I liked the expression on his eyes. It's a kind of shock experience from what he was seeing.
What I love most about art in general is that it speaks to this language that words can't necessarily do because of the ways that we operate in constraints constantly. And so what I really love about this artwork is that it expresses something and I'm getting across whatever the message is visually, but without the constraints of language. So I'm kind of allowed to interpret it in the way I want to. And the artist's message is coming through very clearly and strongly. So I've been really excited about the artwork here.
This is an historic occasion. That's the only way to describe it. The last time the NAACP did an art exhibition was back in 1930 when it commissioned artists from all over the United States to make works that were protest against lynchings. This is a very different kind of exhibition because it's full of joy. And the joy of creativity and really revealing the great creativity that exists not only in our city of Evanston, but bringing that creativity of Black artists together with the creativity of artists from other parts of the world, like Nigeria, work that we never get to see if there aren't exhibitions like this. So we're really fortunate that Fran is a force of nature and really took the bull by the horns and said, we're going to do this. And she rallied great artists. And of course, without Reverend Michael Neighbors and the NAACP, it never would have happened. So I just feel really honored that we're part of the evening, and I'm really grateful to see this work.
This piece is something that I've thought about over a number of months, that I wanted to do something that kind of talked about what's going on in America, and kind of the origins of America from the very beginning all the way to where we are now. There's so much strife, there's so much discontent, and I don't know that the country has the capacity to realize the burden that is carried from the past that still haunts the future and the present. And I started out with this by thinking whether I could put all of this into one painting, 18 paintings into one. And in these pictures I'm trying to capture and just display, Black people as well as white people working in this war. As a matter of fact, at the point of the Revolutionary War, there were about 9,000 Black troops that fought for America, independence, in the hope that they would have independence too. this, for me, this whole work was one where I'm just distressed about where the country is at, you know, and the whole idea is that the people who are in the MAGA crowd, you know, are fearful that people that are indigenous, black, and others coming in are going to take something away. But and there's a whole concerted effort for that agenda to be there. And yes, you got to watch out. You can't let them, they're taking our places. The Jews won't replace us, neither will blacks. It's insane.
This is my first exhibition attending in this role, and I love what I've seen so far. I'm still getting familiar with the local artists here in Evanston, and especially the black artists, and this is such a wonderful introduction into this community and just seeing all the diversity of mediums and styles and emotion and vibrancy of artistic expression. Is just such a wonderful event, and I love everything I've seen. I hope you can make it and come down here and experience this wonderful exhibition. It's stunning.
Thank everybody for coming, all the guests, everybody. I want to thank all the artists. I'm really proud of each and every one of them. This is an exciting show, and you all should be very proud of your work. And I think there's just an energy in the whole building, and it's just full of joy and color and feelings and concepts and thought processes. I didn't put a theme to this show because it was celebrating black artists, and I just wanted to see what people would bring forth in terms of that. What did they want to show? And why did they want to show that piece for whatever reason? We've got young artists, emerging artists, professional artists, and they're all here together in this exhibit. And we've got artists that are local, artists from Chicago, suburban, and all the way from Nigeria, Kenya, all in the house, 25 artists. Really good thing, showing everybody. We did a special thing because this is the first inaugural of the NAACP celebrating black artists. And there was no time to put a jury together, which usually consists of about 3 people, to give an award and actually agree on who should receive it. So I took the weight on this because there was no time to do that. So it's the Curator's Choice Award, and I chose a principle and a theme in terms of who I selected. Because there's too many darn good artists here, you can't select one person, it's impossible. So the theme was going to be based off of this one particular artist. This is my go-to all the time for probably about 10 years. He has a beautiful story about his family and how they encountered night riders and had to escape south, north to Iowa. And it's a true story. He's chronicled that whole story is in a book downstairs that you can order. Top is out, I believe. He's got a piece in the back called American History. So he keeps it real. He keeps it authentic. And as they're trying to erase our histories every place they can, artists sometimes are the ones that keep it going and make sure that the social structure is being recorded in terms of their artwork. And so I selected Javoy Simmons because he's always got the history going. And I didn't tell you this story yet, Javoy, but there was a 7.5-year-old girl here, white girl, last Saturday, and she's an artist, taking classes here at the Art Center. And I said, go upstairs and tell me what you think of that exhibit, and then come down and give me your opinion. And she did. She said, it's a beautiful exhibit. I loved it. I said, what is your favorite piece? And she said, the American Story. And it just touched me in my heart. She's 7.5 years old, and she sat there and read that. People can't even get it in school. She sat there and reading it off of an artist piece off the wall, and I just thought that was amazing. I have a lot of friends in this show. People I kind of go to. There's, new people that are just starting out, showing for the first time. So most of this work is for sale. So keep that in mind, and we don't have a sale table for those who just want to take something home today. Javoy, this is yours. You get a gift certificate to Blix for $100. To me, I didn't know him for decades. I just read him at the Noise Show for the first time. And now he's been at Evanston Poor, he's got the art encounter doing walkthroughs, so that's quite a bit of a change. And you gotta see that Tupac piece downstairs at the window if you have not seen that yet. It's a must see, because that's some serious creativity. I put his blues piece in the back. He's like, maybe you should bring that to the front. I'm like, it's good in the back, don't worry. It's all good. But you also get a $100 gift certificate. Now he uses a lot of spare parts.
And what have you done for Black artists in your area? And I stopped and thought about that and tried to think about other branches around the country. This is the 3rd branch where I've been a president in different parts of the country. And we hadn't had any kind of relationship with Black artists. And the day was far done. And so with Fran and a relationship that I had with her, she said, Reverend, let's make this happen. What we learned from Fran especially is that there is such a pool of tremendous talent in Evanston and the North Shore when it comes to Black artists. And we can see that now as you go through the Art Center and look at these amazing pieces. There are stories behind the pieces. There are artists behind the pieces. And that's what I want to say. So this is the artist night. It's not the NAACP night. We are just here to say, hey, if somebody else was here, they'd try to hit you up for a membership, $30 a year. They would say we are the oldest and the boldest, the strongest and the longest civil rights organization in the history of the United States of America. But they are not here, so they're not going to say all of that. And I'm just going to say this. I want to dedicate a short poem. I'm not an artist by any stretch, but I love words. And I'm going to dedicate this poem and change it just a little. It's by County Colored. It's from the Harlem Renaissance. It's called Yet Do I Marvel. I marvel not that God is good, well-meaning, and kind. And did God stoop to quibble, could easily tell why the little buried mole continues blind, or flesh that mirrors his must someday die. Make plain the reason tortured Tantalus is baited with the fickle fruit, and declare if merely brute caprice dooms Sisyphus to struggle up a never-ending stair. Inscrutable God's ways are, and immune with a mind too strewn with petty cares, to slightly understand what awful brain compels his awful hand. Yet do I marvel at this curious thing, to make an artist black and bid her sing. There it is. So you're going to hear some great singing tonight. Enjoy yourselves and God bless you. Thank you.
So we're very excited to be hosting the NAACP Artist Show this June, and came to us through Fran, who is a curator and also recently joined our board, which we're very honored to have her, and she's also sat on our exhibitions committee. So Fran came to us with the idea to have a joint partnership show, and we were like, yes! And so it's been several months in the making, and it's been so exciting to have these wonderful artists here. I love all of them. My office is right outside this show, so every day I get to walk by and see this beautiful work. It's truly extraordinary, the work that Fran has assembled from these many different artists that are local and that have this chance to be on our walls. And we're very honored to be in that partnership with Fran and the NAACP. We try really hard as an organization to partner with as many different groups as we can. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not easy, but we work really hard and intentionally go to seek artists from all over the area, all diverse backgrounds. We have our BIPOC Evanston Made Show is downstairs. It's another organization that we partner with on an annual basis. And then we are having our curatorial fellowship of a BIPOC curator, and that is starting right after this show goes down in early July. This year it's a Southeast Asian curator, so it'll be interesting to see what work comes from that show. But they're open to all people. And we try to make sure that everyone feels welcome at the Art Center. We're open 7 days a week. There's no charge to enter. People are knowledgeable when you come in and hopefully answer your questions. If not, if visitors have questions about art or the artists, they can just ask me or the front desk and we'll try to get the answers for them. And we've been really fortunate with lots of great printed matter so that people can read and further find out of the artists and go online. Many of the artists have websites now, so it's really great because they can further see if they can find that. This show is special in that all the proceeds from the sale of the art, 100% of those go to the artist directly. We normally, as a nonprofit, of course, we try to get funding. So we normally, for our shows, we charge a 35% fee. But this show, we are honored to have 100% of the proceeds go back to the artists.